Hey, good morning. So obviously this week your primary motivation is your quiz, but on the day you're not quizzing, here's what I want you to think about. So earlier this week we talked about point slope format and how once you have a slope and a point, you can write an equation. And it doesn't matter what point you use. What I want to refresh your memory on is the other format most of you are familiar with was slope-intercept form. And that had to do with your y-intercept, which in this case would be the 0.03. So the y-intercept value that we would end up worrying about is 3. All right, so just as a reminder, y equals mx plus b. And this is our y-intercept. And this is our slope. All right, so just looking at our drawing here, we can say goes up 1 and it goes right 2. And so that would be our slope. As we said, here's our y-intercept, and what I'm worried about is the y value, which in this case is 3. And so in y equals mx plus b form, the equation for this line would be y equals 1 over 2x plus 3. If it's helpful to you all, some of you like to do the actual calculation for slope. So let's say I took these 2 points here. Then I could always do my y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, which would be 1 over 2 in this case. So same exact thing as if I count up and over. Cool. Now, the other thing I might think about is it possible to go from our old form of point slope form to slope intercept form? So let's say I use our point slope form. And let's say in this case, I use this point 4, 5. So then I would have y minus 5 equals, we said our slope is a half. And then it would be x minus 4. I'll put that point off to the side here just in case. All right, so all I did was use this point 4, 5. I used our same slope, and I wrote our equation in point slope form. So right now, neither of these look like they're related in any way. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to break kind of that conversion into, I guess, 4 main steps. So here, I'm going to say the first thing I want to do is distribute. So all I'm going to do is take this 1/2 and multiply. So that's going to leave me with y minus 5 equals, well, 1/2 times x is just going to be 1/2 x. Where it gets tricky is you have a fraction times a whole number. So off to the side here, I'm going to write that 1/2, and it's being multiplied by 4. The thing to remember about whole numbers is any whole number can be written as a fraction as over 1. So now all I have to do is what's 1 times 4 equals 4, and what's 2 times 1? In this case, that's going to be 2. So this is just going to become 4 over 2. All right, and then if possible, and in this case it is possible, I'm going to try to reduce my fraction. So y minus 5 is going to stay. 1/2 x, nothing I can do about that. That's as reduced as it's going to get. But 4 over 2, this really means 4 divided by 2. Well, 4 divided by 2 is really just 2. And so this fraction reduced to just the whole number 2. All right. And now, let's say I have my two sides. So I'm going to say this step is get y alone, meaning there's this minus 5 that I don't want. So all I'm going to do is just like you would when you're normally solving, is I'm just going to say it's a minus 5, so let's add 5 to both sides. Well, that'll just leave me with y. I'll still have my 1/2 x. And negative 2 plus 5 is plus 3. Notice how once I do my conversion, it exactly matches that slope-intercept form that I got by looking at the graph with the slope and the y-intercept. So that's step 4 there. This is my answer. Here's my slope-intercept form. All right, so once again, here's slope-intercept from the beginning. Here is if we do point slope form. Remember, I could have used any point I wanted. In this case, I chose 4, 5. Then I did my distribution. I reduced the fraction. I got y alone, and I have my slope-intercept form. All right, and just to verify, let's go here to the graph. So notice how this is the slope-intercept form. Let me just type in my point slope form. Notice how, sure enough, the graphs are exactly the same. So that's just an extra confirmation that my point slope form is equivalent to my slope-intercept form. All right, so all you're going to do for this assignment is you're going to take a few of these point slope forms and you're going to convert them to slope-intercept form. Let me know if you have any questions.